Hey guys, what's going on? Joe here, and today we're going to be talking about this thing and a couple of different lighting techniques I've been using lately. Let's get things started. So first things first, let's talk about this thing. What is this thing? Well, this thing is called the CineMorph, and it's made by a company called VidAtlantic. Basically, this mimics the look of an anamorphic lens. What is an anamorphic lens, you may ask? Basically, without going into too much detail, everybody has seen the effects of an anamorphic lens. The wider aspect ratio, the streak lens flares. If you've seen Star Trek, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about. But another feature that anamorphic lenses give that not a lot of people notice is the vertically stretched bokeh. Some of you may be asking, what's bokeh? Well, this is something else that everyone has seen, but you probably didn't know what it was called. And you've probably heard a lot of photographers talk about it. Oh my god, the bokeh in that shot's gonna be so awesome. Wanna go to a coffee shop and talk about really obscure bands? The bokeh is the part of the image that's out of focus, and it's noticeable by its circular features. This gives it a vertically stretched bokeh, which is a feature of an anamorphic lens. This gives you streak flares as well, which is really cool. Here's some shots I've taken with this thing. In my opinion, it gives the image that really filmic look, coupled with the vertically stretched bokeh and the streak flares. This is one product I try to use as much as possible in all of my shoots. I mean, if it's gonna give you a better look, why not? Now there are some downsides, from person to person. One of them is that you can't really use wide angle lenses with this thing. Mainly because, as you can see, it's got this little tiny hole that the lens has got to look through, and you're gonna be getting a crazy amount of vignetting if you use a wide lens. On their website, they do recommend that you use 50mm and up for crop sensors, and about 70 to 80mm and up for your full frame cameras. Now, with my personal experience, I've been able to use the 17 to 35 2.8 lens on a full frame camera. Honestly, I think the main reason why it was able to work is because the front element is so close to the front of the lens. There's literally about this much space between the filter and the lens. So I take it, the closer it is to it, the less chances of the crazy vignetting to show up. But again, it varies from lens to lens. Now, a way to actually combat that is if you must have a wide shot, just put this on your 50mm or tighter lens and put a wide angle adapter on the front of this. So you can get your wide shots and still get the cool effects this gives you. So the next thing I wanted to talk about are lighting techniques. Manipulate your light, spice up your shots. So most filmmakers and photographers know how important it is to light your shots correctly. Maybe I'm using a different term, not so much as correctly, but to give the feeling you want your viewer to feel. Translate this through how you light your shots. A lot of my favorite childhood movies were directed by Steven Spielberg. If you pay attention to detail in these movies, you'll see that each of the shots are lit a certain way to give a certain feeling. They all seem to be lit in a practical manner. This means there's lighting coming through the window to make it look like it's sunlight or the moonlight. There's lighting coming from, screens and electronic devices that are in the shot to light the subjects. So basically, this light looks like it's supposed to be in the shot. The light itself is a character. The light itself is a character. So I was watching E.T. the other day, one of my favorite movies. Makes me cry every time. Hey guys, what's going on? Joe here, and today we're going to be talking about all the movies that make me cry. And there were a couple of shots that really caught my eye in this movie. So I looked at them closer and I realized the haze that's in the shot. The light that's coming through the window is catching this haze, and you can see the slats of the blinds going through this haze. When Elliot is waiting outside looking at his shed waiting for this creature that he's never seen before, you can see the lighting coming from the shed passing through this haze, and it gives it a very dramatic look. So what I did was I went to a local party store and I bought a $30 smoke machine, and all I did was I put it in front of a small fan and I would fill my rooms with a light haze, and this allowed the light to get caught by this haze and it gives it a really cool, almost filmic, cinematic, whatever you want to call it look. But honestly, I've been using it a lot lately, and that is one technique that I feel like a lot of people should definitely adopt. You can definitely see the shape of the light coming through the haze, but even if you don't have that haze there, if you shoot through window blinds or other items throughout your location, you will get a really cool look rather than just shining a light on your subject. So that's about it for this vlog. I'm going to try to be more frequent with these vlogs in the future, whether it be for filmmaker stuff or just personal stuff. But speaking of my next vlogs, I'm going to be talking about this little lens here. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it's definitely a really cheap and cool buy. So stay tuned for that one. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.